Hello, this is an enormous book haul. Most of it is from Yelp, some of it isn't. I am going to try and be somewhat organised, but we'll see if that plays out because there is an enormous pile of books next to me and I can't even show you it because right next to it is an enormous pile of laundry that I need to sort out. So my whole life is in shambles and this bedroom is going to have guests in it in 2 days' time. So I need to sort that out. So the first thing I'm going to do is this book haul and then I can start trying to find a home for these books. So I think the first stacks that I'm going to show you are subscription box books or subscription box add-ons that I've purchased. So the first one I have is, I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time on these because they've featured in videos already. So we've got Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson. This was a Fairy Loot book. And then we have We All Fall Down by Rose Sabo, which was an Illumicrate book. We have This Vicious Grace by Emily Theed. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. This one was a Fairy Loot book. We have Twin Crowns by Catherine Doyle and Catherine Webber, also a Fairy Loot book. And The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by Megan Bannon, which is also a Fairy Loot book. This one I don't think you've seen before, so I will just show you the customizations on this. We have end papers and embossing, gold embossing on the case. So those were all in various subscription boxes, and then I also have, sorry if the angle's changed, I just knocked the tripod. And the next thing I have is the Legend series by Marie Lu. This was a set that Fairy Loot did. I'm pretty sure it's Fairy Loot. I get very confused between the Fairy Loot and the Illumicrate, if I'm being honest. Yes, this one is Fairy Loot. So the first book, Legend, looks like this. Back and edges and the end papers. And then Prodigy. I have not read this series yet, but I do want to. It sounds like my kind of thing. It's that sort of early years YA dystopian, which is the kind of dystopian that I tend to like. Takes me back to my teens, which maybe for some that's a bad thing. And for me, it would usually be a bad thing, except when it comes to reading. So that's what they look like, and they are all also signed. So I'll show you one of the signature pages too. So I think that's it for subscription box books. It's entirely possible that there are others hidden here somewhere, in which case I will let you know. But I'm going to move on from that to a collection of mass market paperbacks that I have picked up because I just love the look of them. So I'll show you them properly in a sec, but I went to Hay on Wye with my friend Jessie, and it's this town just about in Wales, which is the first bookish town ever, and they have tons of bookshops, most of which are secondhand bookshops, and I went there for the weekend with my friend Jessie. One of the videos that you will see here on my channel hopefully soon will be some clips from that particular trip. It will be a short video just with some clips from the trip itself and nothing else really, because I'm going to show you the books that I bought now. I actually only bought 3 books while I was there, and I'll show you those first. But I then was so obsessed with the editions that I got that I wanted to get some more. So I'll explain. The first book that I got is Dragonflight by Anne McCaffrey, which is one of Brandon Sanderson's favourite authors and one of his original inspirations, and this is the first book in this series that I don't know the name of. I wonder if it says inside. Now, I probably won't read this actual copy, and that goes for all of these probably, but I just love these kind of retro covers. There's just something about them that is just cool and fun. So that's one that I got, and I've been wanting to read that book, and as I say, I won't read that particular book, that specific copy, but I do want to read the book generally. And then I also got Magic's Pawn and Magic's Price by Mercedes Lackey. So I haven't wrapped this up yet, I don't think, but I recently read Arrows of the Queen by Mercedes Lackey, which is one of the books in her Heralds of Valdemar trilogy. It's the first book in that trilogy, which is part of the Valdemar world that she's created and has tons of books in it. And this is another one of the, well, this isn't one of the trilogies. I think this is book 1 and this is book 3 in another one of those trilogies. And when I saw the covers, I loved them so much that I wanted to get them. And then, because I had bought these while I was in Hay on Wye, I didn't have the middle book, so I wanted to get the middle book. So I went on World of Books, which is a second-hand bookshop online, to get the second book in this trilogy, which is Magic's Promise, which looks like this. And then because I loved Arrows of the Queen so much, and it's really funny, the colours are totally different on the edges of these books, but anyway, so I got this trilogy, and then I decided, well, I really loved Arrows of the Queen, so I kind of want that one, so I got that one. And then I thought, well, let me get the second book and also the third book in that trilogy, so I now have this trilogy in this particular edition. And then I also got one of the duologies in the Valdemar series. These are the Oathbound, which is book 1, and Oathbreakers, which is book 2. So kind of went a bit wild there, totally unnecessary, but I did what I did and I'm not mad about it, and I'm not going to read any of those copies, but I do think they are very pretty and they're going to look nice on my shelf, I feel like. So, you know, when I find space for them on my shelf, which is going to be a later me problem because I need to clear this bed. So now I think I'm moving on to Yelp, and there's a lot here. There's a lot. I mean, that was already a lot and I haven't even started with Yelp yet, and then the Yelp stuff is just vast. So I am going to kind of run through these fairly quickly, and I'm not, you'll have noticed I'm not really giving you synopsis, I'm just showing you the books, so there just isn't time for me to give synopsis for these. So the first one I've got is A Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers. They were also giving out stickers for free at the stand, so I've put the stickers on the hardback, which I think is really cute. I quite like how that turned out, and I love Becky Chambers, so that was a given. One that I didn't even have on my radar, but basically I got books cheaper if I bought this one, so I got Fire Becomes Her by Rosie Thor, which is sort of fire-based fantasy, as you could probably tell. I have a copy of The Honeys by Ryan LaSala, which is a horror book that is one of my most anticipated reads for the year, and actually isn't out until August, but they had early copies at Yelp, so I decided to pick that one up. I have a chapter sampler for Fireborn by, is it Eileen Fowler? Is that how you pronounce that? Sorry, don't know. Then I have Aurora Rising by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I was unsure about whether I wanted to read this series, but again, I got books cheaper when I bought this one along with, well, basically this one was free with a couple of other books that I was buying, and my sister and I buddy read the Illuminae files and really enjoyed that experience, so we figured maybe we'd try buddy reading this together as well. Then this is an advanced reader copy of a book that is actually already out that I got for free when I purchased a different book. This is called The Glass Magician by Caroline Stevermere. I've never really heard of it, but it was free, so hey. Then we have Too Bright to See by Kyle Lukoff, which is a middle grade book, I believe. Yeah, 11-year-old bug is used to haunted things, so it's a little bit of a creepy middle grade story. Looks cute and it's very floppy. Love that. Another book that was essentially free. Well, it wasn't free. It was, at the end of the day, one of the stalls really just wanted to get rid of its stock, and so I bought a bag of books that I had no idea what was going to be in the bag. There were 4 books in the bag, 2 of which were hardcovers and 2 of which were paperbacks, for £5. So this one is Perfectly Parvin by Olivia Abtahi. It's a contemporary. The 3 other books in the bag, unfortunately, were all books that I already had or had already read, so those all went to my sister. Then I got This Is Why We Lie by Gabriella Lepore, which is a thrillery mystery type book. It is also signed, which is quite nice, and I've been kind of getting into the YA thrillery mystery stuff, so I decided to pick that one up. And then next I got Premeditated Myrtle by Elizabeth C. Bunce, which is also a middle grade and also a mystery type, yeah, mystery type book. And I just, to be honest, it was totally a cover buy. I think it's just really cute, and the bookseller said that actually it's really popular and one that he really likes, so there we go. Next up I got another one that just looks really fun. It's called Sense and Second Degree Murder by Tirzah Price, which is basically Sense and Sensibility but retold as a murder mystery. So it sounds really great, to be perfectly honest with you, and it is actually part of like a companion series. So there's another one called Pride and Premeditation, so same concept but Pride and Prejudice. Another arc that is actually already out but that I got free with a purchase is Even If We Break by Marika Nijkamp. I think that Kayla from Books and Lala read this. I can't remember what she thought of it. It sounds fun anyway. It's another thrillery mystery type thing, and again free, so obviously I got that. Then we have From Little Tokyo with Love by Sarah Kuhn. I love Japan, Japanese culture. This is a rom-com that happens in Tokyo, so I was interested. Then I have My Fine Fellow by Janika Cohen. Again, I think this is, well, it's contemporary but historical, so I don't really, it's not contemporary because it's historical, but it's that kind of vibe, and it's sort of people who are being downtrodden against the and rising up against the patriarchy, and it's also got a culinary twist on it. I don't really know how to describe this one, but it sounds fun. As you can see, when it comes to buying books at Yelp, I'm not especially discerning. Like, I don't go completely wild and just buy anything, but I will give things a try that I perhaps ordinarily wouldn't, because the prices of the books are so cheap. Especially on the last day, you can pick up hardbacks for £5, so you know. The next one I've got is The Blood Traitor by Lynette Noni, which is the last book in the Prison Healer trilogy. I read the first book, really loved it, and then I wanted to hold off because it kind of ends on a cliffhanger, so I wanted to hold off on reading the second book until the third book was out. The third book is out. I was able to get it cheaper at Yelp, so I can now continue and finish that trilogy, which is good because that is something that I need to get better at. Next up, one I was super excited to pick up is Zachary Ying and the Dragon Emperor by Xiran Jie Zhao, which I read Iron Widow by this author at the end of last year, and I absolutely loved that book, and this is a middle grade by her, so I am super excited to read this one, and hopefully I'll be able to do so soon. And then I got a couple of light novels, which are kind of a bit like manga that's been converted into prose, I think. Anyway, they just sound cute. So we've got Wait For Me Yesterday in Spring by Mei Hachimoku, and The Tunnel to Summer, The Exit of Goodbyes, also by Mei Hachimoku. And they're both just really pretty, they're both really floppy, and they are, I think, contemporary romance but Japanese. I don't think they're translated though, I think that they were just written in English. Pretty sure. I could be wrong. Oh no, they are translated. This one, The Tunnel to Summer, is translated by Evan Ward, and this one, Wait For Me Yesterday in Spring, also translated by Evan Ward. So looking forward to trying those, although there are no audiobooks available, so I might not get to them for a while, if I'm being honest. Next up, we have a couple of graphic novels. The first one is Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. This is one I've been wanting to read for quite a while, and I was able to get this for basically £3. They were doing 3 paperbacks for £10, and this was one of the options, and I've been wanting to read it for ages, so I got this. Another one that was also in that deal was Messy Roots, a graphic memoir of a Wuhanese American, Laura Gao. So that just sounds great. I had really good luck with reading my first memoir ever recently. This one is a graphic novel memoir, so I'm really looking forward to reading that one. And then I completely on a whim picked up The Warlord and The Immortal by Gina Showalter, which are adult romances by an author that I've read adult romances from before that I really liked. These are the first 2 books in a new series by her. Did I need these? No. Did I get them anyway? Yes. Clearly, as I'm showing them to you. And we're on the home stretch now. I only have 4 more books to show you. So the first one is I Kissed Shara Wheeler by Casey McQuiston. I have read the other 2 Casey McQuiston books, Red, White and Royal Blue, and what is it called? One Stop something. One Last Stop. Gosh, loved them both. I Guess I Live Here Now by Claire Ahn. This is set in Korea, and it's about a Korean American who moves to Korea, and it just sounds cute. Then we have When Women Were Dragons by Kelly Barnhill, which is the author of The Girl Who Drank the Moon, which I have read and I quite enjoyed, and I've heard a lot of buzz about this recently, in fact. So, and it's about dragons, so, you know. And then finally in this video, which actually is a lot shorter than I expected, probably because I've steamed through these a bit too quickly, so sorry about that. If you want any more information about any of these, then let me know and I can do a video just telling you about what books on my TBR are actually about. And the last one is The Storyteller by Catherine Williams, which is an Anastasia retelling, which is a kind of retelling that I actually quite enjoy. So I decided to pick that one up, and that is it. Do I know how many books are in this book haul? No. Do I want to add them up? Not really. You can, I guess, tell me how many books were in this haul in the comments. I'm looking at this pile just in utter despair. My TBR shelves are over there. Do I have space for all these books? No. One thing I am going to be doing is some kind of reading challenges coming soon, so you can keep an eye out for that. And that is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more like this from me, then do think about hitting that subscribe button, and I hope to see you here again soon. Thanks.